Full name and date of birth, please.
Alexis Amato.
Were previously charged with one count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and a form of trespass. A status conference was scheduled on July 11th. When you didn't show up, the judge issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 bond. Your next court date now will be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, August 5th at 8:30. Then, the reason you're here tonight is because you were arrested earlier today and charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case. Also, your problem is that under Arizona law, if you are arrested, charged with a felony, and released pending completion of that case, and while you're on release you are arrested and charged with committing a new felony, you're not entitled to have a bond set or to be otherwise released. So your next court date will be August 5th in that case, at 8:31 downtown Phoenix, and you'll be held without bond until that time on that case, all right? And your order's right over there. The lady has it. Yes, right over there. All right, Christina Zamora, then it'll be Christopher Statham. Full name, date of birth, please.
Christina Nicole Zamora.
And you were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and possession of another form of possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, one case, possession of dangerous drugs, another, each Class 4 felonies, and then possession of drug paraphernalia. What?
I'm sorry, this is the wrong case.
This is the wrong person?
Zamora, right?
This is Christina Zamora. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Christina Nicole Zamora.
Christine Zamora, yes.
6/17/1989?
Yeah, and
Yes, it's just the one charge you were listing.
you know, well, look at on the docket, it has, oh, you're absolutely right. I take that back. I apologize. For some reason, I was clicked on another case. It was possession of drug paraphernalia that you were arrested for earlier today. I apologize. On my screen, it didn't change when I clicked on your case. I appoint the Legal Advocate's Office to represent you. You were on felony release when this is alleged to have occurred. On another felony, you have pending an open felony case, theft of means of transportation, possession of dangerous drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And your initial appearance in that case was July 7th. Anyway, you were on felony release when this is alleged to have occurred today, so you'll be held without bond at least until your next court date on the new charge, August 5th at 8:30. Your order right over there. How did I get that completely mixed up? I mean, I looked at the picture on my screen. It looked just like it. All right, Christopher Statham, and then it will be Richard Navarro. Go ahead. Full name, date of birth.
My name is Christopher Daniel Statham.
All right. You, sir, are here because you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County. It's alleged you violated conditions of probation. In each case, you're on probation on 2 separate felony convictions, and on June 13th, they issued a warrant for your arrest in each case, one with a $1,000 bond, the other with a $1,500 bond. Your next court date now will be your revocation arraignment hearing in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix.
Okay, Your Honor,
on August 6th at 8:30. Now, what?
Okay, so basically, I'm a caregiver. I help out with my mom and my dad and everything. Is there any way for the bond or whatever? Because with finance, is there any way that you can lower it?
I affirm the bond in practically every probation violation case. You can contact your probation officer, explain what your situation is, and if the probation officer believes your circumstances warrant a modification of release conditions, they can notify us, okay? But based upon the situations I'm presented with on probation violation matters, I affirm the amount if it doesn't seem outrageously unreasonable.
And then, Your Honor, and then, so basically, I wasn't, I don't think I did violate, because basically, I had like a death in the family and different issues and stuff like that, so.
Well, if you had a problem,
and I was unable to contact her.
Why didn't you contact your probation officer?
So the reason I couldn't is because, when I was with my friend, and so basically, I didn't have access to my phone, and it took me forever. They didn't basically want to bring me home or anything, and there's a lot of different circumstances, so I was unable to get a hold of her, and there's a lot of different circumstances or whatever.
Let me tell you, the petition is a sworn statement from the probation department that was submitted on June 13th. It alleges that you absconded. They didn't know where to find you. You didn't report starting when you were supposed to report in March. Mm-hmm. The last date reported May of this year. Attempts to locate included phone calls to the family members, a phone call to collateral sources, field visits to the residence. The defendant's been gone for over 72 hours, and they couldn't contact you. You didn't actively participate in the Smart Justice Employment Resource as requested. Terros discharged you for failing to attend and participate in the Thinking for Change counseling assistance. That was on June 3rd.
So, Your Honor, I was doing the Thinking for a Change class and everything. But let me tell you what, the time to try and resolve these problems and not have any confusion is for you to contact your probation officer. So why don't you call your probation officer? You can use the phone tomorrow, explain why you think that your situation warrants a change in the conditions of release. And I was in regular contact with her. But I would have contacted her, but basically I was in a situation to where I had no way of contacting. I didn't have my cell phone. I was basically away.
The most complicated thing in this planet is finding a phone from somebody you can use to call, knowing full well that you've been convicted of felonies and your freedom depends entirely upon your not violating the conditions that you were released on.
And I understand it, but like when I was with my friend or whatever, helping out with like the funeral and different stuff, so basically they were kind of making it, forcing it to where they weren't really letting me come back home and this and that. It was a big old thing. And then, but otherwise, because I was in regular contact with Brianna, doing everything. I was doing volunteer work. I was doing the Thinking for a Change class. I was doing everything or whatever. But when I had the death and everything, and I was dealing with that, so basically, if I had access, because I was trying my best, and I was in a situation where they weren't letting me. They're like, no, we're not gonna. You're gonna be staying here or whatever. So basically, I was not allowed or whatever, and I didn't have access, and I didn't have her phone number and everything memorized or anything. Otherwise, I would. I tried my best.
Listen, I'm sorry, but
you
know what your responsibilities are, and you know what the consequences are for not complying with the conditions that you've been released on. And I'm not going to change anything tonight. You contact your probation officer by phone tomorrow, explain everything that you've explained to me tonight, and see if they agree that your conditions of release should be modified.
Okay, and then am I going to have it, because I don't have her contact information.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Hold on a second. We will get the phone number, okay? I'll give you the phone number and the name that's on the petition to revoke.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Hey, officers, could you write this on his release order copy that we are... Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to say one more
thing. the name of the officer is Brianna.
Brianna Martinez, yeah.
Yeah,
but I-
yes, and her phone number is... She's the one who signed the petition to revoke. This was on June 13th of this year. You called Brianna at the probation department tomorrow morning. They'll let you use phones here and explain what your situation is.
Okay.
And if she agrees that circumstances permit your and justify the conditions of your release being modified, they can notify us, all right? There you go.
Okay, and then if she agrees or whatever, and
She knows that she has to notify us that the conditions of release, in your case, should be modified from those imposed at your initial appearance. There you go.
And then for that bond or whatever, is it what kind of bond is it?
It's a secured appearance bond that you can get through a bonding company. It's a total of $2,500.
$2,500.
1,001 and 1,500 in the other. There you go.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
John Garza, and then it'll be Victor.